Hello everyone and welcome to the newest episode of Making the Makers. This is the Tiny Doctor. It is a pattern by Dieselpunk.ro. Link is in the video description. I'm going to be doing something different with today's episode. Up to this point, I have always done my voiceover in post-production. Listening to the feedback of one of my personal friends, real-life friends, they say that I need to talk more during the videos themselves. So what I'm going to attempt to do is record the voiceover as I work on the pattern. How well is this going to work? I have no idea. And that was the kitty saying hello. Apparently she's not used to hearing someone speak in an empty room. So she must think I'm talking to her. Oh, I have a kitty on my shoulder. Do you realize I have a really sharp knife in my hand, child? Get down, please. Get down, please. Thank you. Now, here's the leather that I'm using. It's just an old scrap piece from someone else. I guess that's the best way to phrase it. I've got some better leather, but I'm intending to not use it until I actually know what I'm doing. Let's see, what else should I show you and tell you before? Oh no, I could tell you as I do this. And I'm going to be doing something a little different with this one. This will be the first project that I've attempted to dye with EcoFlow dye. So far what I've used and I've liked the most is this Pro dye, but the only color that I have in the Pro dye is black. I've got a multi-packed sample kit, we'll say, with bunch of different colors. Kitty, you're back on my shoulder. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get a face cam that I could switch to whenever she does this. But you'll see these later on in the video. In addition, Kitty, I have this silver thread. It's what I'll be using. It is a flat thread. Like if you roll it in your fingers, you could tell that it's, well, flat. It's supposed to be 0.8 millimeter. I wish I had a way to tilt the camera right now. Minion, would you please get down? All the way down. Thank you, girl. Oh, damn it. I bet that the self-healing pad isn't going to heal from that. Whoops. Hey, congratulations, my first blooper. And one of the things that I personally like to do is make sure that all my little leather poops are cleared. I'm just using a stylus for that. Just poke them through. This also lets me know if there's any holes that I didn't punch all the way through. Now, one of the things that was recommended by the designer of this pattern is using quarter round or half round, which these are an example of, and quarter round, which, you know, this would be an example of. This makes a half circle, this makes a quarter circle. Cutters in order to do some of these curved radiuses. And what I'm doing at the moment, since the radius doesn't match up exactly, I'm trying to work off of one edge, lining it up the best I can. That should have it just about free. Like, none of this has went through. I have attempted to strop these using a Dremel and my jeweler's rouge, but I could tell I'm definitely going to have to sharpen these. Let me try to position this to show you what I'm doing. I'm getting the inside edge lined up as close as I can to the perimeter of the eyepiece that I need to cut out. And then as I advance it around, that same edge is what I'm going to keep against the piece as I work my way around. That is until I whack the camera with the mallet and it shuts off. So let's shift this way a little bit. Okay, for this cutting out part, I'm going to be using two cutters primarily. The first is... oh, I forgot the brand name. It's from Hobby Lobby. It starts with an F. Kitty's trying to remind me, but she doesn't speak English. And I've got just a snap tip box cutter from the local hardware store. Now, some advice that I've been given is every time I go to cut, strop the knife that I'm using. I'm doing that both on this snap blade and on my scalpel. Now, I'm not very good at cutting leather yet. Ow, I just had a kitty embed her claws into my shoulder. She's judging me. Now she's loving me. Do you see yourself in the camera, kitty? Ow. Minion, please get down. Thank you. Okay, let's try this again. Way missed the line with that one. You see, another good thing about the way that I've been producing these videos so far I don't narrate the mistakes, so I don't feel as bad about them. So, yay. And yes, I am aware that this leather is a little thicker than what this particular project calls for. But like I said, I'm using my crap leather first. If I ever get to where I can make a sellable product, then I'll worry about using the good stuff. See, what I'm trying to figure out right now is how to start my cut, as well as how to see my cut. All of the light, see, well, I can't really show you, it's too overhead. All of the light is coming from over there. So, anytime I have my tool or something here, it has the piece in shadow. And I'm half blind as it is, so I can't really see what I'm doing. And yeah, I'm starting to think that this thicker leather is a detriment. So, should I continue with it, or should I get some thinner leather? That is the question. Let's try an actual utility knife. Of the 3 or 4 cuts I've made so far, the utility blade was the best one. I'm going to go back to the scalpel, see if I can do anything with it. And with every project I do, my skills improve, so I know you're looking at me like I'm crazy at the moment. I am, but that's beside the point. I've got to learn what I'm doing. So I've got to make mistakes in order to learn it. And you see, that's the thing. No matter how hard I press down, I'm not getting all the way through. Someone tell me, is that a matter of technique, or is that because I am using a little bit thicker leather than what this project calls for? Well, there's where we're at. I've got the pattern cut out. We are going to use the EcoFlow Timber Brown on the little eyepieces. And then we will use EcoFlow Evening Blue on the rest of it. Now you're going to love my highly sophisticated dye containment system. Styrofoam plate. See, what I'm going to do for the eyes, I'm just going to dip them into the bottle. So I'm going to suspend them from a little piece of thread to dip them. For the remaining pieces, I've got a special little system that I like to use. Here is a disposable pipette. Now filled with dye. That is a good way to make sure all of your thread holes are completely dyed in a very controlled manner. But just because I've never used one, this is a wool dauber. And it was pretty good at coverage as well. You see how the inside of those holes haven't been dyed all the way? That's where the pipette comes in handy. And I'm not even doing a drop. I'm starting to get a drop to come out, and then I touch it. Now, truth be known, I prefer to do like my buttonholes and my stitching holes with a syringe, a hypodermic, but I didn't know how well that would go over on YouTube. Okay, I will leave all that to dry and we will come back later for assembly. Can you tell me what's different with these two pieces? I forgot something. Damn it. Minion acknowledges I screwed up. And hey, this is a good opportunity for me to show you my dye syringe technique. Okay, if you look down inside, you can see how all of those holes now have, undyed leather visible. For this, I use a tiny syringe. It's a glass syringe, I'm assuming from like the 90s or before. I just suck up some dye. Gotta get the air bubble out of it. Well, as long as I'm working from the bottom, the air bubble doesn't matter much. And then just very carefully, I'm trying to get this framed in the camera, hold on. Very carefully, I'll get a drop of dye and put it in each hole. And after it's all said and done, squirt what dye I didn't use back into the bottle. Clean this by sucking rubbing alcohol up into it, swishing it back and forth a few times. And that's that. Alright, so I'm going to be trying to get some stuff done at work today. Now remember, I am at work, so this is probably going to be a rather disjointed video segment. I hope there isn't too much noise. I've got to have the air conditioner and fan running in here because without it, this metal and glass box turns into an oven. Alright, so we're going to get started with assembly. Okay, something that didn't make it into my kit to bring with me to work. Scissors. This is office scissors. I have something like this in the kitchen. Okay. They cut about as well as the ones from the kitchen too. Well, that's one stitch line. Alright, now in Tony's assembly video, the first two pieces he put together starting from the end of the beak going back. The second one, he started from the back going forward. So that's what we're going to do this time. Well, there's the base of it. That doesn't look right. Give me a second to double check Tony's video. Okay, this part's right, but I missed another hole. So this is as far as I'm going to progress this project while I'm at work. When I get home, I will finish this video. We'll see you in a bit. Alright guys, so we're back for another day of filming. As you can see, 3, 2. I forgot to punch a hole. So we'll get that done, and since this is going to be under one of the eyepieces, I'm not worried about dyeing it. So I'm going to get that punched and we'll go from there. Perfect. So at this point we've got to get the eyes attached, and I am concerned that I don't have enough thread to finish, but we'll burn that bridge when we come to it. See, right now I'm trying to figure out which hole I need to go through. And if it's the one I think it is, then that means I assembled this incorrectly. Oh well. Minion, are you trying to have another video cameo? I think for those last two, I'll just start a fresh piece of thread to finish them. So now we need to get started on the next eye. Just pulled my thread off of my needle. This thread's kind of short to work with now, so I'm going to probably have to rethread the needle every go. And I'm only using my threader because I'm kind of afraid the end of the thread and don't want to mess it up worse. Okay, I know I should double back to make sure that that thread can't come out, but as short as it is, I don't really have a choice in the matter. So, I'm just going to melt that and hope it holds. Okay, some stitching there and some stitching there, and then this little guy is done. Now I'll do the other side and we'll be right back. And there you have it. I have finished my tiny Plague Doctor mask.
I would like to thank everyone for sticking around to the end of the video. This episode of Making the Makers features the Tiny Doctor, a pattern by Dieselpunk.ro. Link in the video description. Making the Makers is a Peachoid Media Group production.